But I watched it the other day because I'm like, it's a funny movie. And I'm like, oh, this doesn't hold up well.
No, that does not age well.
It is not.
All.
Yeah. It probably didn't age 10 minutes.
No.
Yeah. Because I was watching, I'm like, what? I'm like, watch this scene with like Chris Kattan. And then you're watching it, you go, okay, they're just saying things, and you're like, this is not the world we live in anymore.
Well, and then the scene where like they have to force him to eat mayonnaise.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah. It's disgusting.
Because all white people like mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
What's up? We're not in the studio. Why is that?
Well, because some well-meaning individuals are outside of our studio with a jackhammer
Yeah.
attached to a backhoe.
And what
so
is-
like the big kind of jackhammer.
And what's difficult to do while, someone is jackhammering? Anything. Well, what did you
Record a
call it?
podcast.
Record a podcast. I was like, what do you call it? It's like, I'm brooming. No, you're
Brooming.
sweeping. Yes.
Jackhammering away out there.
Jackhammering away. I don't know anymore. We are in...
Thanks for having us here at Tuckertopia.
Yeah.
Your beautiful new backyard.
I know, right? I talked about it. And
I know you've been just itching to show this thing off, and it's beautiful.
Oh, thank
by
you,
the way.
man.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
I've mentioned that other than
You
in
didn't.
the photos.
I was waiting for it. I was like,
it's
you were
quite
actually
nice.
here
here.
seeing it with your own eyes, and you didn't say one word.
I was too busy experiencing it.
Okay, fair enough. But like when I brought it up, I was like, listen.
Rolled around on the grass.
I was like, listen, I know Tucker talking about the landscaping once again,
Right?
but I'm like,
But
it's available.
But
I'm
it's
like,
real nice.
because we're like, where are we going to record today?
Did you guys have protesters here? I noticed a small amount of graffiti.
Yes, they were little girl protesters
All right.
that are my daughters. They're protesting me being their dad.
You need to nip that in the bud, son. Before that kind of behavior gets
And
out of
it's
hand.
Butterflies and flowers.
Yeah, what's the symbolism behind that flower, huh? Is this some
Listen,
sort of
not everything,
subversive?
Not everything has to be symbolic. Sometimes syrup. Sometimes a flower.
False.
Jar.
Oh,
I
man.
opened that one up.
I'm not taking your bait today.
There's a lot of things going on in the world today.
So much
But-
trouble in the LBC.
So I was talking with my kids last night. I was like, I just want to get into an argument with somebody, like a protester, and just argue in the Full House theme song. Like all
Whatever
I have-
happened to predictability?
And they're like, "Come on, you just be like the milkman, the paper boy."
Even TV.
Listen, you're gonna miss your old familiar friends.
But they're
Waiting.
waiting.
Just
Around the bend. They are literally everywhere you look.
how great would that be? Just like everything you're saying is just Full House theme song.
Or just any
Any
like
theme
take those
song.
old 90s
Yeah,
sitcoms that actually had theme songs before the theme song kind of went away.
yeah, it did.
I mean, there's still
the
music.
laugh
There's
tracks.
still theme music, but
Yeah,
those purposefully written theme songs.
right. That somebody spent a lot of time and energy, and they are
Yeah.
catchy. But I was like,
I blame it on Friends.
yeah. I can't remember. Oh,
They just took that track from the Rembrandts and made it their theme song.
right. And then that's what everybody
And now,
started doing.
yeah,
But then
Jennifer
if you watch,
Aniston strikes again.
there you go, J.A. No, but
Yeah, she is. See,
well played. Well played.
I did it.
No, but
again.
then if you go back and watch, like on Hulu and stuff, I've noticed like old shows that used to watch have changed their theme song. They no longer have. Dawson's Creek is not Paula Cole anymore.
they changed the theme song.
They changed the theme song.
My wife was a fan of the new theme song over the old one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
But it was like I was watching.
I think she just finished binging the entire. I shouldn't say binging.
I watched it until the college years, and
Just
then
like the
I
Cosby
just got
Show.
too old. We don't
And
talk
Saved by
about
the Bells.
we don't talk about the Cosby Show.
Oh, that's right.
the
He got
jar.
canceled.
Yes.
Rightly so, actually.
Yes. 100%
Like,
rightly so.
One of the very few.
I feel bad for the other actors that are not getting paid anymore for the show being in syndication.
Right.
Because they get paid for
Yeah.
every time it comes on. But, they don't get paid if the show's now off the air. And
True.
so I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Let the ghost dad be the ghost dad. That was a different Bill Cosby.
Yes, it was.
I was digging deep into Bill Cosby.
You had to go deep into the crates for that.
Can't remember any other ones, but we're good.
Some people deserve to be canceled.
Yes, that was 100%.
Most people don't.
Okay.
Most
But it's to be like,
most of
listen,
this
and then
cancel
we have
thing has gotten just way out of
yes,
hand.
but you do stuff like Kevin Spacey.
Exactly.
That deserves.
Dude was a predator.
Yeah, that needed to happen.
Bill Cosby. Predator. Other people made some unfortunate remarks, and instead of being given anything resembling an opportunity to say, you know what?
I've learned.
I did say that thing, and I realize now, and I realized a long time ago that it was wrong.
Justice
and I
for
shouldn't
Paula
have said
Deen. Paula Deen got taken out, man. But that was a long time before that.
She was like one of the first to get canceled.
But that was like years ago. But,
yeah.
I mean, it was unfortunate because she grew up in a generation in the South.
Yeah.
Where certain things that they said were
said. And
she said something back in those days where it was the norm, and it came back to light.
And not that the fact, let's not sleep on the fact that just because it was normal doesn't mean it was right.
Correct.
But to refuse people the opportunity to change and to grow is ridiculous.
Right. 100%.
If you hold the same beliefs and values you did 25 years ago today,
right,
I don't know that I trust you.
Agreed. We're not going to hang out.
You have to have evolved in some way.
Right.
There are some core beliefs that I'm sure, those stick around.
Right.
That's understandable. That's normal. That's healthy.
Right.
But the times change.
100%.
Everything changes.
We are not the same people we were yesterday.
No.
Let alone 25 years ago. So.
No. Well, I mean, there are some things that I said 25 years ago that I 100% stand by today.
You've told me some stories. Yes.
So.
The missile. No, I'm just joking. That's not for today.
It had nothing to do with missiles. Let's make that 100% clear.
It wasn't a missile.
But no, I mean, there's just again, and I think it's normal and healthy in the way that I think about certain things.
All right, got a piece of ice. You don't want to listen to that?
Nobody does.
Nobody does.
We appreciate it. But yeah, there are certain beliefs of my own that I have certainly not changed and don't plan on changing.
Oh, same here.
But there are things that I've taken a look inside myself and gone, is that really the right thing?
Right.
Or was that really the wrong thing? You
learn. And even things, you and I have had conversations about things, not that we've had bad point of views, but just, I firmly believe that what sometimes we need, what the world needs, is just understanding of what people are talking about.
Right.
And we've even had those conversations about topics as of late, like where we've heard something and it goes, okay, let's take a minute and try and understand instead of reacting.
Yeah. Which
I think is a lot of the problem today. There's too much reaction and not enough understanding. But again,
Jar closed.
We've watched a couple different shows. We've been all over the board.
Well, first of all, summer programming is upon us.
Yeah.
Which is always kind of a Pandora's box of...
And I haven't...
Could be good, could be bad.
Yeah.
Could be ugly.
I haven't seen too many of those lately. Or I've gotten deep in the box. My wife and I have gone into a shameful. I'm going to own it right now because that's
Okay.
part of what this is.
Okay.
You know, she's like, are you going to talk about it? And I'm like, you know what?
I have to.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what am I doing?
Right.
What am I doing here? Like,
Why do we even have microphones?
right, to talk about things that I've done this week and not talk about this thing that it's like, listen, guilty pleasure
Okay.
shows. And I mentioned it the other night, and you've never heard of this show, or you didn't have a reaction, which,
Okay.
not that you have to have a reaction to everything that I say, but we got into what was first Total Bellas, which
yeah. I still have.
so it's like the female wrestlers of WWE were given a show, like a reality show.
Okay. So like,
and it's
like Real Housewives style, or
a little bit. Listen, the first so it started with the Total Divas. So the female wrestlers are called divas, which is like a whole other topic of today's. They can't just be superstars like everybody else.
Nope, they've got. But
I
divas.
digress. Okay, because we've had that conversation. I'm just like, all right, but I think the first season they're trying to incorporate like the storylines that are like a little bit of that, and then they were like, hey, this isn't a spin-off of the WWE. It's just. This is what their normal day-to-day...
Well, hey,
which is a fascinating life to lead. Like, of, hey, I've got to travel and, a whole bunch and wrestle and get injured.
I watched a movie a few months ago that, fiction mostly. Okay. Called Fighting with My Family.
I've seen this movie. I personally, I'm going to cut you off because sometimes we have a difference of opinion, and that's okay. I enjoyed it.
No, I thought it was okay. I thought it was a fun.
I was like,
look at that world of coming up in the pro wrestling world, I think it's great that they're finally just leaning into the fact that everybody knows it's fake.
Yeah, and it's just like, and
so with a reality TV show, which everyone knows, there's no reality in reality TV.
There's
so they're just really leaning into it.
Right.
100%.
It's like, hey, you're going to go do this, but we're going to have, like, we want you to kind of build it up a little bit, make it a little bit more dramatic or whatever. Going to the store is going to be an event.
It's an event.
But yeah, so it's kind of
because everything's an event if you have a cameraman following you.
Right. Which I think we should do just someday. Just get Kenny the cameraman to be like, hey.
Well,
it'd be a weird.
Your kid's got an extra 2 weeks off of school this summer.
I know, man. Did you So you heard we just got notified here in AZ that
we have shut down again.
We have in person school is now at least the 17th, August 17th.
So I had a conversation with the principal of my children's school.
Yes. How'd that go?
It was great.
Okay.
It was great. Our school is planning on continuing with in-person education as planned originally.
Wow. I'm impressed.
In open defiance of the governor's executive orders.
You guys are going to be shut down. I don't know how that's going to
come and take it.
So, yeah, we're figuring it out as we kind of move along.
If you're new to the show.
Yes.
The Beards
I wasn't going to say it. I was just going to leave it.
If you're new to the program, the Beards family homeschools. So
I was just going to dangle it out there and just go, okay, and move along.
So unlike most of you, I also get to make out with my kid's principal and science teacher.
And
English teacher.
And
all of their teachers.
All of the teachers. Well, except I guess I talked to you the other day, and you were teaching.
I was doing some math lessons.
Yeah, I tried to call you, and you were like, "I'm doing math right now," and I'm like, "Okay." So not the math teacher.
No.
Or was it substitute?
But my wife gets to make out with the math teacher.
There you go.
So
it's a trade-off.
Fair trades. We're a modern couple.
Fantastic PTO meeting.
PTO meetings are
parent-teacher conference. It's just how are the grades? Good, great, fantastic. Cool. Move along. So yes, we're as far as us in our school, we're figuring it out. We're rolling with the punches, so to speak.
I swear, somebody says the words "new normal" to me one more time.
I'm
gonna punch them in the face.
Putting in my little box of things that I'm trying not to like say. I was never one of the ones that was saying the new normal, but
New normal.
I didn't like it. But it's kind of in the box with like somebody being like, "Are you busy?" No, I just I know we've had the conversation, but it's like I've tried to.
Yeah,
I went to blows with somebody who's just be like, "Oh, you probably busy," and I was like, "It's not that I'm busy. It's just I've got a couple things going on, and I can't do that thing right now."
yeah.
I was having to be
not that
very
I'm
specific.
Too busy. I just don't want to.
Yeah, and that's come up in some of the cases where it's like
I'm not willing to make that a priority.
Yeah, I can't do that. So yeah, no, I've caught. So other than that, I can't talk today. Other than that,
you don't talk good.
I don't talk good here at Tuckatopia. No, I saw a little bit of The Floor is Lava, which I'm going to go back into.
Floor is Lava was fun. So here's my issue with The Floor is Lava. First and foremost, Rutledge Wood is annoying.
Yeah, he was really good. I enjoyed Top Gear.
He was my least favorite part of the American Top Gear series.
Yes. I'm sad that they took it away.
Yeah, because I love that show.
I loved that
what
show.
the Brits did with their version
was,
well, we just don't talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
Because
they did some things. They made some decisions. But
they canceled Jeremy Clarkson.
Right, who was a big part of that.
Who was the main reason to watch that show.
The U.S. version was awesome. Really enjoyed it. And
it was okay.
Okay, when I say awesome,
it was so.
First of all, let me have an opinion. Sir.
No, you don't get to have an opinion
if it's against your opinion.
It's just as a huge. I'll amend my statement of saying, as a huge fan of the British series,
right?
The American series was garbage.
Okay. Which is a different way of looking at because
in comparison. Now, if the British series had never existed and all we had was the American Top Gear, it was good for what it was.
Right.
But I just really loved the British version that much.
And I have never delved too deep into the British version. I've seen certain episodes and being like, oh, okay.
Well, but the boys continued on Amazon for a while.
And it was something else. It was called something else.
Yeah, it was called something else, but it was the same. I mean, it was the same show.
Right.
Minus
they just couldn't. They couldn't call.
They couldn't call it Top Gear because that was owned by BBC One.
Right. But yeah, Rutledge Wood. I only heard his voice, so I only caught about half of the first episode. Because I was watching it, and then I was like, okay, I started something else, just to kind of see what it was all about. And I was impressed other than the fact of this was a childhood game that we actually tried to start not that long ago, but and failed horribly. But when I played Floor is Lava, it was not to the extreme.
No, this is obviously an amplified version of the children's game.
Right.
But
well, it's not in our imagination, but
yeah,
it was not with. Yeah, it's like a mixture of Top Ninja Warrior or whatever that show is mixed with like a children's. What's the one from Nickelodeon that was like you would get gacked or whatever? Like,
well, no, that was
Temple.
Yeah, it was like
Hidden
Legends
Temple.
of the Hidden Temple.
Yes, it's like a combination of those things. It's very child oriented. It feels.
Yeah, it was. It was a fun show to watch. I think the premise is kind of cool.
Right.
One thing that we were talking about when we were watching a couple episodes at the house was, what a bummer it must be to get onto a game show that is designed for a streaming network versus a network. Right. Because the prize money's garbage.
Oh yeah.
In comparison, like
100%.
you'll go on a game show on NBC and like the prize is $1 million.
Right. This is like
you got $5,000.
Yeah, just like
and you got to play.
Right, you got to play around for the day. Like while I was watching that was like the weird interviews with the contestants beforehand was like a real like double dare. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, this is me with my kids, and this is the last
Yeah.
time, they're going away for college or whatever. And
Yeah.
it was just weird interviews, like scripted. This is what we want you to say really enthusiastically.
Yeah.
You know,
But stick to the script, son.
don't go off script. So it was kind of cheesy in that.
Yeah.
Right. But I was laughing because the first one, I guess the first episode is a mom and her 2 kids.
Yeah.
Twin kids. And they all go like different routes. And they're figuring it out. I think I was saying it felt
Well, you
very,
kind of
like,
have to.
puzzle, like
Yeah,
video
it's
game.
puzzle oriented.
Video game puzzle oriented. Like we have to figure out how to get this path. But then there was this girl that gets stuck on a pyramid in the middle of the thing. And the look of sheer terror on her face as she was about to fall was gold.
Yes.
I was like, she is genuinely scared right now.
To fall in some
Orange water.
dyed water. Yeah.
Right, like just orange water. But then they don't show them coming out.
I know. And I think, again,
Which I was
that's
like,
just creative filmmaking where
Right.
they're like, ha ha ha, they're dead.
They're dead. They burn. They're not coming back. Because it was that one, and then the next one where 2 people fell in. And it was like they fell in and they were gone.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely,
When the floor is lava.
Right. I wish they would have added some editing, like some screams and like sizzling sounds. That would have been great. That would have been the dark version that we would have created. We're like, okay, cue the skeleton. Bloop.
So in the realm of kind of throwback game shows,
Yes.
is also Ultimate Tag,
I've seen the previews.
which is essentially
It looks like something to me, which makes me want to watch it.
if you say anything other than American Gladiators, then
I
you're
was
wrong.
100%.
This is like American Gladiators combined with flag football.
fantastic. I miss American
Like
Gladiators.
the way overblown characters that are the villains of the game. And,
Right.
It's a fun watch.
Yeah.
It's a fun watch.
It looks good, but I miss American Gladiators. Like, just listen, in the world that we live in with people being very fitness, CrossFit,
Yeah.
like, let's bring some of that, bring American Gladiators back, and let's give these CrossFitters, they go, hey, it's the ultimate CrossFit championship tournament. No, this is the ultimate CrossFit.
Yeah.
Here
And
comes
I mean,
Laser.
Yeah, here's Laser. Here's Blaze. And the villains in this Ultimate Tag, they have those ridiculous names.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they're doing it upright. I tell you what.
I saw something the other day, and I'm gonna draw a blank. It starts with this. It's like Carla something, but she's in the Mandalorian.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The
former UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was on the rebooted American Gladiator show.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even notice it. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she did a stint in the UFC.
Yeah.
She was on American Gladiators.
Yeah. And I'm running blank on her name right now, but we can do that. She was in the Fast and Furious movie. Cue Fast and the Furious. 27. No, I think it was 6.
Yes. Yeah, I think she was in Fast 6.
Fast 6.
They can't even...
Still fasting.
Speaking of The Mandalorian, while I'm looking up this information...
Oh, Mark Hamill?
I got my... No, I received my...
Oh.
My Funko Pop figure
Your bobbleheads.
Of The Mandalorian and the
Baby
child.
Yoda. Yes. It's not Baby Yoda, but it's...
The child.
Yes, I learned from my son, who's a huge pop collector, that Marvel and Star Wars Funko figures have to be bobbleheads per licensing.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, because they all are.
Because you sent me the picture of those.
Yeah.
And I go, are those bobblehead dolls or are those not like the real? And so I showed my son. He goes, no, any Star Wars or Marvel figures have to be bobblehead dolls.
That I didn't know.
There you go. You learn something new every day. And knowing is half the battle.
It's true.
The other half is violence.
The other half is violence.
Carla.
Gina Carano.
I was so off.
You were way off.
I knew there was a C.
Her name's Cara. Dune.
In
in the show.
All right.
So maybe that's where it came from.
That's where it came from.
I also got some sweet new Baby Yoda underwear this week.
I don't need to see it.
I'm not
I
showing
give you
them
credit.
to you.
Like, I give you credit for that thing. No, why I brought up Mark Hamill as far as The Mandalorian is he revealed that he has been a voice actor in all the Star Wars movies, except for the prequels. I guess he wasn't, but Rogue One, Solo, but he was in Mandalorian as the robot bartender when they go into like the cantina.
Oh, okay.
He was the voice of the robot. So, my little Star Wars nerdiness.
So there we go. And then there was another. So I mean, at our house we really like the summer game shows that come on.
Okay.
Like the between season stuff. Right. So
it keeps you occupied.
Like Ellen, she has a show called Game of Games. We love that show.
I like that one.
It's awesome, and it's usually mid season.
I almost referenced that earlier when they do the drop thing, and you go, where do they
even go?
Because that's a long drop.
It is.
But I'm like, is it part of the optical? You know, it's an optical illusion to a certain extent that it's not as much of a drop. Because I'm like, I don't care if I'm landing on a cushion.
It's still a 15-foot drop. A 15-foot drop is still a little.
Yeah, it's like okay.
I've jumped off of 50-foot cliffs and and every time it doesn't matter.
You're just falling in.
It's like,
when am I going to hit the
here
water?
We go.
It could still hurt.
There's a new show hosted by Adam Scott called Don't.
I'm so mad about this. I'm so mad because it's with Chris Pratt, correct? He's one of the producers, or Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds,
sorry,
is a producer.
I was thinking Chris Pratt for the fact I'm like, I feel like they missed a golden opportunity for Cones of Dunshire.
Possible. I see.
It's a made up game from Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
But like, you got Adam Scott as the host.
It's all about the cones.
It's all about the cones. You forgot about the essence of the game. It's all about the cones. I think that would have been great. But
it's a fun show, really, and you can tell that Ryan Reynolds writes some of like the voiceover narration.
Oh, really?
Because it's
just
all him.
Nice.
It's all him.
Well, did you see that?
Like one of the commercial breaks that they were gonna cut to commercial, and he goes, and it was something along the lines of, "Let's take a bet on how many commercials in this next break are going to use the phrase in these troubling times."
And then it's like 3 of them.
All of them.
Yeah. No, Ryan Reynolds is the master marketer.
Oh yeah.
Right now. But I was watching this thing. One of the things that's happening right now, or one of the good things that's happening, is the reunion Zoom calls. Or and it's all the time, but they did an original X-Men movie that Hugh Jackman hosted.
Oh. I'll have to find that.
Did it, but it was taken over by Ryan Reynolds.
Perfect.
That he showed up and made it. So it was very short, so I watched it. It's just pretty great. Everybody's hanging out and talking. Oh my gosh, it's been 20-something years since, the first X-Men movie. And then Ryan Reynolds shows up and he's like, hey, so this is the Wolverine origins, because they were all in, and they're like, no, it's not. No. But I saw another one that Josh Gad is kind of the king of the reunion shows right now.
I guess so.
It's like Coming Together Apart or something.
Yeah.
And he just did Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
And it is pretty great.
I'll have to check that out as well.
Because Matthew Broderick is not Ferris Bueller anymore.
No.
Somewhere, sometime, he just became this nerdy old man. And, internally old man.
I may be able to pinpoint it.
It's... I don't know if he was ever Ferris
2005
is when he made the change.
2005.
What came out in 2005?
The Producers.
Yeah. Well, now it's just
a little. Well, it was a little. Actually, it was a little bit before that when he was in The Cable Guy.
Yeah,
with Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
it was where his persona he He just kept it.
He does that.
He wasn't the cool guy anymore.
Yeah. And I'm like, was he ever? Was he ever the Biloxi Blues Ferris Bueller?
Or was he just
playing a part? Wow. Or is he that good of an actor? Because now he just plays Matthew Broderick in the roles that he plays now.
Yeah.
And he's married to Sarah Jessica Parker.
Poor guy.
How you feel about Jennifer Aniston is how I feel about Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh.
Anything after Flight of the Navigator.
Make no mistake, the way that I feel about Jennifer Aniston is also the same way that I feel about Sarah Jessica Parker.
I was like, anything after Flight of the Navigator is just nonsense. I'll probably
agree.
Get some hate mail.
That's all right.
Like we get mail, but I'm sure I would get some in the hypothetical world. But
in a world,
that's the new normal.
That's the new normal.
What? By the way, when movie trailers come back, I want that guy to come back. I want the movie voiceover guy.
Like, I feel like that's the guy who should do all the trailer voiceover.
Yeah. I don't care what movie it is.
Yeah.
I need the movie trailer guy coming this summer.
Yeah. Morgan Freeman should narrate all documentaries.
Yeah.
Specifically around nature documentaries.
Yeah.
But really anything.
Yeah.
Stephen Fry should read all audiobooks.
Correct. You got to bring Samuel L. Jackson in there somewhere. Because it's different, like...
Okay.
Right.
Stephen Fry reads all the audiobooks that aren't, like, action based.
All right.
So your Jack Ryans, and Samuel L. Jackson takes the rest.
Really? Okay. Because I was like, some people
like,
have
if
been
it's a thriller, it's Samuel L. Jackson.
Like, would you want Morgan Freeman to narrate your life? Or would you want Samuel L. Jackson?
I feel like there are days
that
I would need one or the other.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So Morgan Freeman, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. I need a team up.
Right. Because then I'm like, that's usually this thing I'll see on Facebook. Like, who would you want to narrate your life? Would you want Morgan Freeman or Samuel L. Jackson? And I go, I want the movie voiceover guy. It's like, Tucker thought this was going to be just a normal day. That would be
but then again, like I'll have those moments in like everyday life where I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do this and it's gonna be awesome, and then in the background is Morgan Freeman. It was not going to be awesome.
It was not. The beard thought. I was laughing the other day.
But then there's some moments where it's Samuel L. Jackson just being like,
you need some go.
He wishes I would.
Yeah. Go to sleep. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, I saw a thing, speaking of the beard, I saw a thing the other day that somebody was looking for some beard models.
Yeah, I haven't heard from the individual, but yeah, several people.
Well, it's funny because I thought of you specifically because before I saw your response, somebody else had recommended you and your response. So I felt like it was one of those realtor posts where it was like...
Should have done it anyway.
Yeah, just be like, hey... If you don't know, you do now, and just link the page.
Right.
The beard.
The.
Capital B.
I mean, exactly. That's really important, by the way.
The capital B?
Yeah, if you're going to do it, I'd appreciate it if you do it right.
Yeah. So no one's looking for some Tucker models, so nobody wants that anyways.
We need pasty white dude models?
I'm here.
That's the dude.
I'm here.
Like, if you want someone who can look like...
If Conan O'Brien's not available.
Yeah, if you need someone who looks like an average white dude and you can't get Conan O'Brien or John Cusack, Tucker's your guy.
I'm right here. Just let me know.
Because John Cusack is like the most normal looking white person, I think.
Yes. I agree. But I've got quite the Cusack collection of movies.
Conan could be,
Conan.
Fantastic. He could, but it's that flaming red hair. It kind
I know.
He's an outlier because of it.
Right, and what that hair?
Saying.
It's like its own character.
Yeah, it's its own.
I
think his hair has its own agent.
Yeah, probably.
I would.
You would be the hair's agent, or
well,
you would
no, like my
have-
beard has its own agent.
Right.
You know, like if
And we do need to check as far as getting it insured.
it's true,
We know a guy.
I do. I know a dude who might be able to take care of that.
But
Lastly,
just
from
check it out.
me,
Yes.
for this week's entertainment,
Yes.
as it were.
And then the Tucker and the Beard news.
I'm sure we have some.
Yes, we always have some.
Last night, the wife and I, we get the kids to bed. Like, what are we gonna watch?
Oh, okay. I was like, "Where's this going?"
No, and we're like, well, what are we gonna watch tonight? And then my wife, she's like, you're probably not gonna want to watch it. And I go, the new Will Ferrell movie on Netflix. She goes, yeah. And I was like, no, I'm oddly interested in it.
Yeah.
Like,
I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, but I want to.
in the way that you're interested in a car crash,
Right.
right? And they're like, I don't know that I want to see it, but I certainly can't look away.
Right.
Was it the greatest Will Ferrell movie that I've ever seen?
Was it Talladega Nights?
It was not Talladega Nights.
That's my favorite.
Likewise.
Yeah. My
Wasn't
wife's
Talladega
is
Nights.
Step Brothers.
It
but
wasn't Step Brothers.
Right. Was it Daddy's Home?
Better than that.
Okay. That's the only movie that I can think of in recent years I've turned off. I have not actually seen that whole entire movie.
And I like both Wahlberg and Ferrell.
But if it's not the other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it the other guys?
Not as good.
Okay. So you put it somewhere between the other guys and Daddy's Home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had some genuinely hilarious moments.
Okay.
But it's these two Icelandic musicians who are trying to win a contest.
Right.
And hijinks ensue, essentially. Right. You know, I mean, was it formulaic? Absolutely.
Right.
You know, did you know what the end was probably going to be? Yeah.
But that's why, yeah.
But what
sometimes
happens
you just
in
need
between,
to shut your brain off.
Yeah.
And watch the movie.
So, in this movie, Pierce Brosnan stars as
is it Will
Ferrell's dad.
Yeah, I saw that.
And every time I saw him on screen, I go, how did they get him to do this movie? You know, every now and then
has he fallen this far?
Yeah, I'm like, does somebody have some dirt on Brosnan? Is Brosnan the next one to get canceled? Because
yeah, it's like
I can see of no other reason why
they would have had him be in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, and
again, it wasn't bad. It had some moments where we were just cracking up.
And I was thinking the same thing
really
with
funny.
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did they get her to do that?
What kind of dirt does Will Ferrell have
on these people?
On both Rachel McAdams and Pierce Brosnan?
Because Rachel McAdams has fascinated at least my wife and I, because she's been in so many movies as a romantic interest.
Yeah.
And has fit in every single
100%.
Like you go, okay, I could kind of see them together. There's so many movies where you go, I don't see them together. But when the first trailer came out with this, and I'm only guessing that they are led to be romantic, saying, or they're brother and sister. I haven't seen the movie. I don't think they're brother and sister from the trailer that I saw.
I can't speak any further on this without
giving something away.
Yeah,
I understand.
Some real magic away.
Right. So it's one of those things where I'm like, they've hit a new level of Rachel McAdams thing, like. And she's been in Marvel movies with Benedict Cumberbatch, and it's been...
Yeah.
She was in a bunch of time-traveling movies one way or another, and seems to fit with the actor as a romantic thing. But I'm like, okay, let's test it with the Will Ferrell and see if they go okay together. You know, so, no, I'll be watching that over the next couple nights, and I need to start Upload.
You got to.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Yeah. I really want to, and I just haven't. By the end of the day, when it's that time to start something, I'm fading. And I'm just like, okay, I gotta get some sleep.
Fair enough.
And hope my cat doesn't wake me up screaming. Hey!
Hey!
It's been doing better for everybody wondering.
And I messaged you earlier in this week because I just have one of the things that the kids and I like to do every now and again is we'll go on YouTube and we'll watch fail army videos.
Okay.
Because it's fun.
Right.
And one of the clips was, the thing where people would like throw the piece of cheese onto the cat's face.
Right.
And it just hit me. I was like, man, you've had a cat for weeks and you haven't even experimented with a cucumber, trying to scare it with a cucumber, throwing a piece of cheese on its face.
Yeah, no, my family would tear me apart if I tried to do something. That my family, including me, have become attached to our new pet. But my daughters were reading up on things about cats before we even got the cat.
Okay.
So if I do something and they go, Dad, don't
do that.
Don't do that. Stop doing that. And I'm like, I'm petting it. It doesn't want to be petted right now. So if I even tried to...
First of all, cats never want your attention.
No. They're just like... Have you seen the Mayhem commercial where it's like... Just not... Yes.
Well, again, that's how we know the world isn't flat.
Right.
Because cats haven't knocked everything off the edge yet.
100%.
So
100%. What do we got going on today? Which
it's today. So by the time you hear this, it'll be
happening again, which is why I'm bringing it up.
No, our friends who and if you've been listening this long,
yes,
and you've heard the dogs,
yes, actually my neighbors,
yeah. So the good folks at Sugar Skull Rolling Cafe are going to be rolling their cafe up to our office, which is located in the Granite Dells.
Yep.
For Taco Tuesday this evening. So they got $2 tacos going on.
And they're doing pop-up little shops, so that maybe not over the next couple weeks, but they'll be back to do that. So it's pretty cool. We're getting some still things lined up to see if we'll be able to, with the certain changes in the Arizona laws, if we're going to be able to do the paranormal investigation. But at some point we will.
Yeah, we'll figure out something somehow, some way. In fact, this may even work into our favor regarding being able to do that. Because the original date they had scheduled, we couldn't make it. Mm-hmm. They wanted to start at like 2:00 on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's like
which is understandable because they have to wait until the bars are closed.
Right.
And closing time here in the great state of Arizona is 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we have to wait until they close and clean up and all of that stuff before we can even get started. So with the bars not being open for the next 30 days, that could change some things.
Yeah. So
we'll just have to see.
Yeah, and we're going to get some more cruising episodes lined up. So stay tuned.
Just not to any bars.
Yeah. No more bars.
Or gyms or water parks.
So if I owned a saloon, though, I'd be like, I don't own a bar. It's a saloon.
It's a tavern.
It's a tavern. So, yeah. Thanks for hanging.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging in the oasis here.
Nice, easy morning.
Yeah.
Aside from, packing up an entire podcast studio and bringing it to your backyard.
So we just leave it. This is it now.
We should do another one of these episodes like in the winter.
Yeah. You'd just be like, Tucker said. I was like, listen, there's some niceness about being like, hey, I just woke up and came out and did a podcast.
I woke up this way.
People will be like, that explains it. So.
Oh, man.
Thanks for hanging. Appreciate it.
We got stuff to do. Thanks for watching.
Yes.
For listening, for liking, subscribing, sharing.
All those things.
Commenting. Downloading. Rating, reviewing. All the things. We really do appreciate it.
Yep.
Until next time, he's Tucker.
And he's the beer.
And we are out.